Right now, a part of your mind is running your life without you even realizing it. But once you understand how it works, you can stop living on autopilot and start using it to your advantage. That's the power of your subconscious mind. By the end of this video, you will understand what it controls, how it creates your beliefs without even noticing, and how you can begin reshaping it in your favor. If you enjoy this type of content, support my work by hitting that like button and let me know in the comments below what's your biggest takeaway from this video. Now let's get into it. Alright, first, let's talk about what your subconscious mind actually controls. Your conscious mind is the part you are using right now to listen to me. It's slow and it can only focus on one or two things at a time. Your subconscious mind is completely different. It works 24 hours a day without you even noticing. It controls your heartbeat, your breathing, and how you can instantly recognize someone's face in the crowd. It also stores every habit you have ever learned. Think about when you first learned to drive. At the beginning, you had to think about everything, checking the mirrors, using the pedals, steering, and watching the road. Now, you can drive while talking to someone or thinking about what you are going to eat later. That's because your subconscious has taken over the skill, leaving your conscious mind free to think about other things. This is also why breaking a bad habit is also difficult. You are not just fighting laziness, you are trying to change something your brain has already put on autopilot. Next, let's talk about your belief system. Here's something most people don't know. Your subconscious doesn't stop to ask if something is true or false. It simply pays attention to what you repeat over and over again. If you keep saying, I'm bad with money, your subconscious starts believing that's who you are. Then, without realizing it, you begin making choices that match that belief. A good example is someone who always says, I'm terrible at public speaking. They avoid speaking in meetings, never practice, and stay nervous. But once they start telling themselves, I can become a confident speaker, and keep practicing, their confidence slowly grows because their action begins to match their new belief. This idea is also used in cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. Therapists help people notice negative thoughts and replace them with healthier ones. Over time, those repeated thoughts can lead to healthier behaviors. Now, let's talk about your emotional autopilot. Have you ever felt stressed, angry, or anxious before you even knew why? That's your subconscious at work. It's always comparing what's happening right now with your past experiences. If something reminds it of a stressful situation, it sends out an emotional reaction before your conscious mind has time to think. This can protect you from real danger. But sometimes it treats a difficult email or small disagreement as if you are facing a serious threat. That's why we sometimes react more strongly than the situation really deserves. Next, your brain's pattern finding system. This part is amazing. Have you ever struggled with a problem, given up for a while, and then suddenly found the answer while taking shower or just before falling asleep? That's your subconscious still working. Even when you are not thinking about the problem, your brain keeps searching for solutions in the background. Scientists call this the incubation effect. Psychologist Graham Wallace described this idea over 100 years ago, and many modern studies have shown that taking a short break can actually improve creative problem solving. Sometimes, stepping away from a problem is exactly what your brain needs. So, how do you actually train your subconscious? The two biggest tools are repetition and visualization. Many top athletes use visualization before they compete. For example, Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps often talked about mentally rehearsing every race before he even got into the pool. He imagined every stroke, every turn, and even imagined things going wrong so he would know exactly how to respond. Visualization prepared his mind before the competition even started. The same idea can also work for you. Spend a few times each day imagining yourself succeeding in a specific goal. Then repeat a believable statement like, I'm becoming more confident every day, or I'm getting better with money every month. Notice these aren't realistic promises, they are believable. With enough repetition, your subconscious slowly begins accepting this new belief. This doesn't happen overnight, just like building a habit. It takes time and consistency. Finally, let's separate science from hype. You will hear people say that repeating affirmations can magically attract money, success, or the perfect relationship. Science doesn't support those claims. What research does support is something much more practical. Repeated thoughts, mental practice, and healthy habits can change the way you think, the choices you make, and the actions you take over time. And those actions are what create real results. So here's the biggest takeaway: the goal isn't to rely on willpower every single day. The goal is to train your subconscious so the habits, thoughts, and actions you want become your new normal. Because when the right behaviors become automatic, success becomes much easier to achieve. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.